Good morning, all of you. My name is Vaishali Hatkar, and I'm going to teach you the concept of OOPS. So, in that OOPS concept, there are many concepts like class, objects, then polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation, abstraction. But in this topic, we will cover the friend function and the friend class. So I am the professor in Trinity Academy. So we will learn these two basic concepts of OOPS. So in many interview questions or in many in exams, your friend function and friend class should be asked. So the basic concept behind this topic you need to cover. So this is the today's agenda we will cover. So in that, we will take the definition of friend function. Then we will take one example on that friend function. Then a friend class. We will learn what is the basic concept of friend class. Then with example. So this is the agenda for friend function and friend class. So basically, the friend function is a friend function is used to access the private and protected members of any class. So when we are declaring one class, we are accessing their members. These are generally uh, these are generally wrapped in a private, public, or protected mode. So need to access that private or public or protected data members in any other classes. So friend function what does? So friend function will will give you the access outside the class. So which members we will access outside the class? That is friend and private and protected members of any class we cannot access outside the class. Sometimes it may require to access private or protected members. So friend function what will do here? Friend function give you that access the private and protected members. A friend function is a non-member function of the class. For example, a friend function is used for accessing the private and other protected member of the class from outside the class. So the friend function क्या करता है then? The friend function can be used in a basic and in the most advanced program. So here friend function is not a member of a class. So we can declare the friend function by using the friend keyword before the name of any function in the function prototype, right? So when a function prototype is defined outside the class, then we are not using scope resolution operator, or name of the class is mentioned along with the function heading. So this is the example, right? We will take example of friend function. So write a program that explain the concept of friend function. So basically we take one class. The class name is ABC. Here we are declaring friend void xy, that is your another function name. So in that we are creating object of ABC class, and we are passing two variables, right? We are calculating sum of two digit in a program by using friend function. So then in that class, ABC class has two private members, A and B. Then we have a one public method, print, void print. So after that, we can calculate the sum in a void print function. So here, we are writing sum is equals to A plus B. This is a class. In that class, we are declaring two private variables, and uh, we are sum we are going to sum that two variables. But these are the private variables. We cannot access outside the class. So the scope of this A and B is only limited to the class ABC. So, but we need to access that class outside the, we need to access that private variables outside the class. So that's why we are making friend function here. Friend void, then xy is your function name, and ABC ampersand, that is the reference variable of your class. And we are passing two variables because we are adding two variables, integer A and integer B. So that's why in friend function definition, we are passing two variables. So then in main function, we are creating the object of our class, which is our class is ABC. So xy is a function. So in previous slide, we saw we cannot use scope resolution operator or class name along with the function heading. So that's why we are only giving x, y, that is your function name, and object, we are passing the object, we are passing ABC class object. So 3 and 5, we are making the addition of two variables 3 and 5. So that's why we are passing 3 and 6 here, and we can call print function because in print function we are adding two variables and we are printing that in the form of sum is equals to a and a plus b. So this is the void xy is our function. So in that function, we are we have a friend function, that is we are accessing that friend function, and we are passing the object of our class and two variables. Then we can access that two variables by using our class objects. So C is our class variables, class objects variable, and we can access x value by using C dot A is equals to X and C dot B is equals to Y. So after that, it will call this function when in main function we are calling XY function. So automatically this friend function will get called. So after that, adding two variables, the result will display in front of us. So sum is equals to 9. This is the basic concept of friend class. Now we will take all these are this is explanation of our previous question. So you can go through this. You will better understood the working of friend function. Then next is our friend class. So it is like a friend function. So here a class can also be declared as a friend of another class. So of class a type of class that allows for accessing the private and protected member of a particular class is called friend class. So it is it is accessing the private and protected member of a particular class. So we need to give our access to a different class, that is your friend class. So for that we are using keyword friend is used before the class name to make it the friend of another class. So for example, to declare a class B as a friend of class A. So in that case, we are declaring friend keyword before the class B. So friend class B, this is your syntax for friend class. So the example is here. So write a program that explains the concept of friend class. So there are two different classes here present, A and B. So in that class, there are private members and protected members. Class A declared private members and protected members. So we need to access that two variables outside the class. So that's why we are using friend class concept here. So class A, private member is float M, protected member is float N. And we are adding these two variables. Then we have a function, public function void assign. That is a variable. There are two variables, float X and Y. So it will give you X value to the M, Y value to the N. So then we are declaring our one friend class. So that is your friend class B. So here friend class B, what does it will do? It will access the private and protected member in a class B. So that's why we make class B as a friend of our class A. So here public, in the class B, we have declared one member function, that is sum, and we are creating we are passing object of your class A. Then it will give you the addition of two variables, that is object dot m plus object dot n. So we are accessing m and n because it is not declared in the class B, and m and n are the private members and protected member of class A. So we are accessing that. Why? How we are accessing that? We are making friend of a class A, and we have a right to access that private and protected member. So that's why we are, without declaring m and n variables in a class B, we are accessing that variables from class A. So here the main function is start here. So main function will start execution our program from the main function. So we are creating two variables. We are creating two objects of your class for class A and class B. So class A equals to class A object is AA and class B's object is BB. So here float A and B, these are two variables to accept the two numbers from the user. So enter the first value that is stored in the A, enter the second value that is stored in the B. So A8 is our object of class. It will call the assign function, which is declared in a class A, that is in a public section. And we are passing two variables. So A and B we are passing because we are accepting that numbers from the user. Then we are making sum of these two variables. So cout sum of two values is, we are calling bb dot sum. Sum function is declared in the class B. So we are only passing our object. Then object of class A. And here class A's object will access the float value of m and float value of n, and it will make the addition of two variables. So the output is here. The enter first value and enter second value. We are entering from the user, and the sum of two values is equal to, it will give you the appropriate result. So likewise, we are accessing private and protected member of a class to the another class by making that class as a friend of our class. So this is the basic concept of friend class and friend function. This is also explanation of overall of a class, friend class. So you will go through it. You will better understood the concept of friend class and friend function. So thank you. Thank you so much.